Hey everybody, welcome to Mighty Modern. I'm Corbin, and this is Mardu Eldrazi. And this is a hand we can keep, I guess. It's not great. And in fact, it's kind of bad, but I mean, it's got lands and spells, and there's a couple good lands in here, so I guess that's what we're going to keep. So this Mardu Eldrazi deck is an amalgamation of a lot of Eldrazi decks. You've seen white-black, you've seen black-red perhaps, you've obviously seen Bant Eldrazi and Eldrazi Tron. It turns out the core of Displacer, Wasteland Strangler, Thought Knot, Reality Smasher is just basically the best thing you can do in Modern in a lot of situations outside of Death Shadow. And so that finds its way into a bunch of different shells. And I like this one because you get to play Fatal Push and Inquisition, as you see, but you also get to play Path, and you get all the good white sideboard cards, and you get Lightning Bolt and Kolaghan's Command, and those are insane Magic cards that give you a lot of flexibility. So it's a really sweet, I think, control-ish deck that I'm going to keep it. This is so risky. And I know it to keep that because if he's just a combo deck or something, that's going to be so dead, and we're going to have 2 dead cards in our hand. Okay. Grixis Death Shadow, as it turns out. Well, I don't know how I feel about this matchup when we mulligan a bunch and don't have a great hand against it, but we'll see. In general, I don't mind the matchup. You have 2 grindy decks. They have Snapcasters, you have Eldrazi, and that's sort of the difference, right? They have big Gurmag Anglers early, and they have Serum Visions. I think that's probably, I mean, that's what makes that a better deck than Mardu Eldrazi, but it's not a matchup that I fear necessarily. They're essentially a fair mid-range deck, just like we are. And each side has different things that break it open, so... I mean, Death Shadow may or may not get banned at some point in the future. We'll see. Martin seems pretty healthy right now, to be honest. Like, I think that it has the Wild Cattle problem, which is the reason they banned Wild Cattle back in whenever they banned it in the beginning days, although not the very beginning, is that it was just the best one-drop. It was just the best card that was made. So they said it limited creativity from other decks. You never played like Loam Lions or whatever. You just played that because it was so good. And Death Shadow is the same problem. It's not... It's both an aggro card when it wants to be that, but a finisher, and it's just a one-mana finisher. It's basically Tarmogoyf in Modern, only bigger a lot of the time. And it's not that it's too good, because I think we can pretty clearly see that it's not. It didn't even top 8 the last GP, but it is just sort of the best thing you can be doing, and everyone knows it. So even if people don't play it, and it's not that it's unbeatable, but it is just kind of the best finisher. So it's like, it's not a big deal. I think people will get tired of it eventually, and whether that means it needs to get banned or not, I have no idea, because it's not that dominant. But I just don't think it's particularly healthy either, with where the format's at right now. In the meantime, we're getting beat down by the Stassiger that we have very little way to interact with. Oh look, speaking of... Yeah, I mean, we're just dead, right? It's turn 4. We just untap for our 4th turn. It is our opponent's 3rd turn, and we just lose the game because we have Lightning Bolts instead of Paths, and he had a 4/5 for 1 mana and an 8/8 for 1 mana. In fact, I guess the only thing we can try to do is hope that he puts himself down to 6 and we can bolt him to death. Well, I have a feeling he's getting in this game on 7 life, and then we can only put him down to 1. We don't have another. We don't know if we over. Don't think we have enough red mana to make it work, anyways. Here's what matters: if he shocks himself, maybe we can win. Somebody tells me he won't, though. Yep. Yeah. So I mean, it's just a 1 mana 6/6 on turn 3, and that's just like, I'm just like, okay. It's not that you can't beat it. It's just like, I mean, is that good magic? Oh my gosh. You gonna fetch, maybe? So I guess we just try to draw a red source and don't give away our game plan. Well, we did not do it. So there's that. We can blink it with the Displacer here for what it's worth. And we just died. Okay, well that was fun. 1 mana 6/6s are pretty good. Let's try again. Engineer Explosive is pretty good against it. Dreadmore pretty decent. Rest in Peace is so hit or miss, but I'm going to try a couple here. No, I'm not. Relic is fine. We already have Relics in the deck. These are pretty bad. Alright, do we want anything else here? I just want to be clear. I'm not like super hardcore raging here about Death Shadow. It's a very good card. I think it's like I said, it didn't even top 8 the last GP. It's not that good or oppressive. It's certainly not oppressive. It's just, it's also the Splinter Twin problem. It's just kind of like the Splinter Twin problem, right? It's just always the best thing to be doing, right? If you're running a black control deck, your best finisher is just always going to be Death Shadow. Just like if you're a blue-red deck, your best, you just always put in the Splinter Twin combo because it was just always good and took up so little space. And Death Shadow's the same thing. You run cards that like don't really affect your deck or whatever, like Street Wraith, because they just cycle to new cards. And then you just get to play your 1 mana Tarmogoyf. And you're not punished for going down to 8 life or whatever because you've stripped apart their hand with discard spells. And you just kill them so fast because it's turn 3. Only burn can punish it in that sense. And even then they don't, even then they can't a lot of the time because their hand has been torn apart with Inquisitions. So like I said, it's just a weird thing where it's kind of like when Death Shadow is okay, it's kind of cool that it exists. When it's the best deck in the format, like it is with Grixis Death Shadow, even though Modern is still wide open, it's certainly not Eldrazi winner or anything like that. It's not oppressive, but it is the best deck. And it's just kind of, it just takes some of the creativity out of the format. You don't have to figure out you don't have to stretch your deck with Thought Scours or whatever to play Gurmag Anglers as delve threats, right? Because you can just always play Death Shadow and it will just always be correct. Anyways, that's where I think Modern stands right now in that sense. I think, with all that said, I think Modern's the healthiest it's been in a very long time, and I love the format right now, and I think it's great. I just think that there may come a time where we might get tired of all the Death Shadows. All right, I'm gonna board in another Thoughtseize here over a Bolt. Blessed Alliance might have been good here. The problem is they just tear apart your hand. Might have been fine though. Alright, I'll keep this, because Hangerback Walker is one of our best cards in the match. His hand is pretty iffy here, but Hangerback's one of the best cards. It's very difficult for them to deal with. When it's a deck that relies entirely on killing your creatures with, no bounce, no path or anything, Hangerback's very good. It can block Death Shadow forever, since they don't run Battle Rage or anything anymore. So it does a lot of work here on turn 2. Which is good that we had 2 of them, because one of them's going away. He might take the Displacer. We'll see. Yeah, we're getting a long way this game, just playing Hangerback on 2, Hangerback on 3, and just activating them every turn. I'm looking forward to playing Modern at a GP. I get to play GP Oklahoma City, which is actually where I'm from. Oklahoma City, that's where I live. So I'm looking forward to don't want to concede. In December, actually I'm not working at somehow for Wizards. It's right in my hometown and I'm free, so I get to play Magic instead. I'm pretty excited about that. Don't know what I'm going to play yet. That's still a long way away. A lot can happen with the format. I'm leaning towards Merfolk just because, Merfolk's my thing, and I have it all full out, right? I certainly don't own full art Mute Vaults to not play them. But I could also play Brew. I could play this. I could play something like one of my Emrakul deck that's, has sweet ways to cheat Emrakul into play. Something that'd be fun for a camera match. Something like that. Or I can just play Merfolk. Or I can just, go to the dark side and play a lot of other decks, right? I have Lantern. I have Living End. I've got, access to basically whatever I want to play. So we'll see. I haven't decided if I'm trying to win the tournament or I'm trying to have fun here. Probably going to end up having fun. Probably just going to play Merfolk. Hopefully Merfolk will be good then. Alright, look at this. He had a Thoughtseize one. He had Terminate the other. We still get value, I guess, to the extent that we have a Thought there, which isn't great, but... But you can see he had to contort his game plan around it. I'm going to get a Godless Shrine here because we're going to need access mana the most, I believe. Play out a Displacer. Play the Relic. Number 2, go ahead and eat his Terminate here. Well, we made his Snapcaster's bad, that's for sure. The biggest problem for us is going to be, obviously he can just kill this. It's just going to be if he plays a giant Death Shadow here pretty soon. And all you can do is poke for one in the air, or blink it with Displacer, but I'm feeling Displacer's not long for this world. I like where we're at here, though. We have a lot of good top decks, I think. Yeah, we can cast everything but the Endbringer and the Smashers. Yeah, okay, Fatal Push. Eldrazi Displacer down. Here comes the Death Shadow. Nope, alright, dodged it. Yeah, let's see what he's working with over there. Snapcasters galore, huh? Saw that one coming. Alright, but do you care about another Relic of Progenitus? Alright, so he's not got a lot going on. Good to know he has Ceremonious Rejection. I'm going to go ahead and do this because he could draw Snapcaster. Maybe I should have done it before I Inquisitioned him, but wanted information to work with first. I assume he gets rid of Snapcaster and leaves the push in there, yep. Now if he draws Snapcaster, he can Snapcaster push the Thopter. But then again, we can just exile one of the relics, which we're obviously doing anyways, so. We're just trying to avoid any really good draws on his part. Alright, let's go ahead and draw a card here. Ooh, Thoughtseize, huh? Kolaghan's Command, that's a good one. Get on in there with the Thopter. Okay, so we know he played the Bloodstained Mire, so he's got Ceremonious Rejection and an Unknown. So I think I'm just going to Thoughtseize him here. This has the potential to punish us. Interesting, okay. They had the potential to punish us there, but also, like, there's also value to holding the Kolaghan's Command to whether maybe we have a creature we play and then he kills it and then we get it back, or he goes down to 1 card in hand, we can make him discard it, or he goes down to 2 life and we can just shoot him to death, you know. Alright, well, we got there in game 2. Let's see if we can do the same in game 3, huh? Not as easy as it looks, I think. Ceremonious Rejection is pretty good against us. We have this 1 Cavernous Souls here. You know, Blessed Alliance is so tempting over, like, Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt is just so little outside of maybe finish him off. Whereas this, like, it's a lot of value. I don't know if this is correct or not. I don't know if I should play the other Smasher or not. Hangerback Walker just ate up all of his resources that game. This hand's very, very tempting. Oh, am I really considering keeping this? I'm not going to, but man, this hand is close. Because you got Double Inquisition, which is great. You've got a Cycler. It's a mulligan, but it's close. Here's a keep. And I will keep that on top. This hand was better, though. Most certainly better. Interesting, our opponent did not have a turn play of any kind there, despite not mulliganing. So this hand's just got to be loaded over here. Might get stubborn denialed. Yep. Oh, Thought Scour. Whatever, that's fine. Which means he's got some sort of Tasigur that's going to kill us. We can path it, though. Interesting. Oh, because he has the turn 2 Tasigur. 1-2. God, he's going to easily have it. So he can Inquisition and Tasigur us if we leave him. And Inquisition takes our path, so we have to take the Inquisition. But he also has Death Shadow, so we're probably just dead. And then he's got the Snapcaster, too. Delve is so dumb. Delve broke Modern so hard. Guess he can only put himself to 14, so he can't play his Death Shadow as well. Just kidding. Well, there goes our path. There goes the game. Guess we can eat. Oh, Magic Online, I get it. We can eat the Death Shadow, but we're just dead to the Tasigur. I mean, it's turn 2. Of course we lose. We just de facto lose the game on turn 2. The deck is stupid. I'm gonna get a Snapcaster here because we can answer the Death Shadow, but we're gonna lose to the Tasigur. In fact, I probably should have played the E in case he draws a. Well, he gets blown up by Kolaghan's command that way, so. Okay, well, this game was close, but him finding that answer to the path was pretty good. We don't have a lot of ways to answer Tasigur. He draws one more land, he starts to get value, although maybe we'll be top decking by that point, so he won't really get value. Yeah, I mean, we hung as well as we could here, but we mulliganed, and he had an extremely good hand. I mean, we're still not dead. We could rip an answer to the Tasigur. You know what? That's something. So we don't know about many of the cards in his hand. I think I just have to play this now. Don't think he knows about our Kolaghan's command, so we just need him to whiff very hard on draws here. Basically, I guess we want him to flood out, though we... Okay, yeah, this is what I wanted, is for him to do this, because we're still just going to block it, and then we're going to Kolaghan's command it back, and that's really as much as we can hope for. And then hope that he floods out, or we rip path or something, but it buys us a lot of time. Okay, that's aggressive. Yeah, maybe we're just dead. Didn't get any chump blocks out of it. Oh, I am dead, I see. Because I have to deal myself a point to do it. So I just have to play this instead and pray that it works. Pretty silly deck. Well, if he has removal for Displacer, the game's over. If not, I basically have to go to 1 and then hope to blink it, I guess. Don't really have a lot of options here. Chump blocking doesn't get me anywhere. I guess we want him to draw lands. You see how good Hangerback was, though? It ate up 2 spells for him. Like, if that was on turn 2, this would be a completely different game, because that'd be like a 2-2 or a 3-3, and we'd have blockers for Tasigur for days while we try to set up. As is, I mean, we're pretty dead here, but we put up a good fight. It's the best deck in the format. We mulled to 6. Both games we lost, so, you know, it was pretty close. Even this game, if he hadn't ripped that Thoughtseize off of the top, it still wasn't over. I mean, he also is just got everything he could possibly want anyways, but... Alright, path or bust. Alright, we're dead. Oh, disappointing. Yep. Lingering Souls on the sideboard might be a good option too, and that's something I haven't done with this deck. But I think it, and because it's sort of, the deck has a million 3-drops already, but Lingering Souls in this matchup would be so good. It may just be worth it, right? It may just, you know, you're boarding out your Wasteland Triangles, you just clear away some of the extra stuff in the sideboard. Maybe you have less discard, or you cut the Inbringer and the Smasher or something, and you just play 4 Lingering Souls because it's so good. Right? That's probably the best thing. It's sort of off theme or whatever, but that doesn't matter. It's just that the reason I hadn't done it is because there's already so many 3-drops. But you know what? It's probably just worth it, and that would help a lot in this matchup. And this is already a close matchup, as you can see. You know, we're at 2 cards in hand. He's at 0 cards in hand with 1 in play. Like, if one of our 2 cards was a removal spell for this Tasigur in the last like 3 turns, we'd be fine. We'd even be in the lead, right? And all the games were close. So, you know, we're right there. And maybe Lingering Souls is what we need in the sideboard to take it over the top because, you know, I don't know what we'd be cutting, but, you know, because all these cards were good, right? So I'm not sure what we want to cut, but I'm sure you could find some room in there to get Lingering Souls in the matchup. But either way, this is a good one. Grixis Death Shadow narrowly takes us down this time. So good match. Thanks for watching, guys.